Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday segment of Voices of Empowerment with Dr. B. I'm your girl, Dr. B. Miss B. Lee, and I am here to conduct our journey here through this amazing, transformative book, The Seat of the Soul, written by Gary Zukav. I already handed out this book, but if you are here and you are new to any of our platforms, which we're airing live on multiple platforms right now, Clubhouse, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, we're everywhere right now. Wherever you're listening from, thank you for being here. But if you are listening in and you did not get your copy of the book, it's a free copy. Yes, we are a nonprofit organization. Yes, we do accept donations. However, although they are welcome, they are not required for you to get your PDF version of this particular book for your own personal reading, whether you're reading with us or for yourself at your own time. Either way, it's up to you. But this is the book that we're reading through, and it is available for you. I'll tell you how to obtain your copy at the end of our segment. Okay. As you already know, on Tuesday nights, I don't like to keep you long because it is Tuesday. It's already 8 on the East Coast, which means it's evening time wherever you all are too. And I know you just got off work. Some of you all just ended your work. Some of you all are still at work. Okay, or on your commute or whatever it is. So I don't want to keep you long. Okay. So we're going to jump right into chapter 6. Today's chapter is entitled Light. Light. Okay. We've already gone through evolution. We've gone through karma. We've gone through reverence. We've gone through, let's see, what was the chapter 4? I believe we did intuition. We did heart. Our last session was heart. And now, last session was intuition. One before that, 4 was heart. So now we're on light. Okay. Now, at any point from whatever platform you are watching from, feel free, if you have something to say, you have something to share, something that sticks out and things like that, feel free to use the chat. That's what it's there for. Okay. Use the chat, share, comment, put your thoughts out there, your insights or whatever you get. I'll read it. I'll give voice to your words. And that way, everybody on all platforms will be able to hear your thoughts and your words. Okay. You don't have to come up on the screen. None of that jazz. Okay. I'm here for you. We're going to read through this chapter together and we're going to hit it and we're going to quit it. Okay. This chapter is just like every other chapter. I'm reading it for the first time along with you. So when I get my insights, I'm definitely going to share them myself. Okay. So here we go. Without further ado, we're going into chapter 6 of The Seat of the Soul. Chapter 6 is light. The soul is not physical, yet it is a force of your being. The higher self is not physical, yet it is the living template of the evolved human, the fully awakened personality. The experience of intuition cannot be explained in terms of the 5 senses because it is the voice of the non-physical world. Therefore, it is not possible to understand your soul or your higher self or your intuition without coming to terms with the existence of non-physical reality. Exactly. Knowing in the cognitive sense cannot produce proof of non physical reality any more than it can produce proof of God. Proof of non physical reality does not exist in the rational mind, in the way that the rational mind seeks it. Therefore, when you ask from the perspective of the 5 sensory personality, does non physical reality exist? What you really are asking is, if I cannot prove the existence of non physical reality, do I decide that it is nonsensical? Do I decide that there is no answer, or do I expand myself to the level at which the answer can be given? That's good. That's good. So just because you think there is no answer or you think there is no non-physical reality, does that mean that that is a fact? Or does that mean that you need to expand yourself in order for you to understand, understand a little better? Okay, where the answer lives, because the answer, the non-physical answer, the spiritual answer does not dwell in your physical mind. It doesn't. You have to go into your spiritual self in order to obtain that answer. That's good. When a mind asks a question that suggests a different level of truth, no matter what the question, expansion has always been the way of the scientist, the pursuer of the truth. Absolutely. At one time in our evolution, for example, the question was asked, are there forms of life that are smaller than the eye can see? From the 5 sensory perception, the answer was no. Someone did not accept that answer, and the microscope was invented. There you go. Then the question, do parts of nature exist that are smaller than what you can see through a microscope, was asked. And again, from the perception of the answer was no. But we did not stop and instead discovered and developed a rich understanding of atomic and subatomic phenomena. Welcome, welcome, everyone. As we created the tools to see that which was once considered non existent became existent, but we had to expand first. That is good. The challenge and the task for the advanced or expanded mind is to expand to a level at which questions that cannot be answered from within the accepted understanding of truth can be answered. That's it. That's it. That's it. So just because you have a question and the answer is not readily present for you and provable to you at your level of understanding does not mean that there is no answer. That means that you need to expand yourself to the level of where the answer resides. That's good. Okay, what is non-physical reality? Non-physical reality is your home. That's it. That's where we're from. You came from non physical reality. You were returned to non physical reality, and the larger part of you currently resides in and evolves in non physical reality. The same is true for each of the billions that lions of human. Okay, I think there's a typo here. The billions of human beings on this earth. Therefore, the majority of your interactions with other human beings occur in non-physical reality. For example, when you think loving thoughts of someone who is close to you emotionally, such as a family member, you shift the quality of your consciousness, and this contributes to his or her energy systems. Exactly. That's why thoughts matters, feelings matter, words matter. It's true. If a daughter who harbors resentment toward her father, for example, evolves into a deeper understanding of her relationship with him, such as an understanding of the karmic role that he has played in activating within her a major lesson of love or responsibility, and if her intention to heal herself and her relationship with her father is deep and clear, do not think, even for an instant, that her father is not aware of this, even if she does not speak to him. That's a fact. I know it to be true. Hello. He is not aware consciously, but his whole being feels what she is doing. His conscious mind may feel it through sudden moments of sentimentalism is a tongue twister about things that he had not thought about before, or he may suddenly look at pictures of his daughter as a young child and feel a pull in his heart, even though he is not consciously aware of why he is feeling what he is feeling or doing what he is doing. That's it. Oh, that's it. You participate in this form of data bank exchange, so to speak, with all the souls that you are close to, and to some extent, with all the souls that touch your life. As you shift your data bank content and the information that you send to a soul, it is processed through his or her own ADACT system. That's good. It is at that level that the cause and effect of your intentions, the way that you choose to shape your energy, influences others. That's it. How does this happen? You are a system of light, as are all beings. The frequency of your light depends upon your consciousness. When you shift the level of your consciousness, you shift the frequency of your light. If you choose to forgive someone who has wronged you, for example, rather than to hate that person, you shift the frequency of your light. If you choose to feel affection or kinship with a person rather than distance or coldness, you shift the frequency of your light. Emotions are currents of energy with different frequencies. I'm going to say that again. Emotions are currents of energy with different frequencies. Emotions that we think of as negative, such as hatred, envy, disdain, and fear, have a lower frequency and less energy than emotions that we think of as positive, such as affection, joy, love, and compassion. When you choose to replace a lower frequency current of energy, such as anger, with a higher frequency current, such as forgiveness, you raise the frequency of your light. When you choose, notice he's using the word choose. It takes deliberation, it takes intention. When you choose to allow higher frequency currents of energy to run through your system, you experience more energy. When a person is despairing, for example, or anxious, he or she feels physically depleted because he or she has merged with an energy current of low frequency. A person in this situation becomes heavy and dull, whereas a joyous person abounds with energy and feels buoyant because he or she is running a higher frequency current of energy through his or her system. Different thoughts create different emotions. Again, different thoughts create different emotions. Thoughts of vengeance, violence, and greed, or thoughts of using others, for example, create emotions such as anger, hatred, jealousy, and fear. These are lower frequency currents of energy, and therefore they lower the frequency of your light or your consciousness. Creative or loving or caring thoughts involve high frequency emotions such as appreciation, forgiveness, and joy, and raise the frequency of your system. If your thoughts are thoughts that draw low frequency energy currents to you, your physical and emotional attitudes will deteriorate, and emotional or physical disease will follow. Whereas thoughts that draw high frequency energy currents to you create physical and emotional health. That's it. Lower frequency systems pull energy from higher frequency systems. Lower frequency systems pull energy from higher frequency systems. If you are unaware of your emotions and your thoughts, your frequency will be lowered by you. No, your frequency will be lowered. Okay, by you will lose energy to a system of lower frequency than your own. Got it? We say, for example, that a depressed person is draining or that he or she sucks up energy. A system of sufficiently high energy, high frequency will soothe or calm or refresh you because of the effect of the quality of its light upon your system. Such a system is radiant. By choosing your thoughts, I'm telling you all, he is laying heavy on that word choose. By choosing your thoughts and by selecting which emotional currents you will release and which you will reinforce, you determine the quality of your light. You determine the effects that you will have upon others and the nature of the experiences of your life. Light represents consciousness. When we do not understand a thing, we say that we must bring it to light. Make it plain for us today. If we are confused, we say that our process needs more light. When a sudden idea reorders our thoughts, we say that the light came on. And when a person is fully conscious, we say that he or she is enlightened. When you release a negative thought or a negative feeling, you release lower frequency currents of energy from your system. And this literally allows an increase in the frequency of your consciousness. Thinking of the universe in terms of light, frequency, and energies of different frequencies in the terms that have become familiar to us through the study of physical light is not merely metaphoric. It is a natural and powerful way to think of the universe because physical light is a reflection of non physical light. Physical light is a reflection of non physical light. Physical light is not the light of your soul. Physical light travels at a certain velocity, it cannot go faster. The light of your soul is instantaneous. There is no time between a daughter's loving intention toward her father and the soul of her father understanding that intention. Instantaneousness, therefore, is very much a part of your life. Ooh, listen, that's a word. And I received that in so many different levels. I'm going to say that again. Instantaneousness, therefore, is very much a part of your life. I want you to hear that with your whole heart. Instantaneousness is a part of your life right now. Instant. In non physical reality, the decisions that you make in terms of how you choose to use your energy have effects that are instantaneous. They are one with who and what you are. Energies that emanate from your soul have instantaneousness to them. Energies that emanate from your personality follow the path of physical light. Okay, got it. Energies that emanate from your soul has an instantaneous effect. But energies that emanate from your personality, which is your ego, your physical self, five senses, follow the path of light, which has a time, a velocity that it cannot go beyond. Got it. Fear, for example, is an experience of the personality. It is. The soul can be confused and away from light, but it does not experience fear. If the soul experiences an absence of light from a part of itself, the personality will experience this absence of light as fear. Got it? That fear is of the personality and therefore of space and time. Unconditional love is of the soul, instantaneous, universal, not bound, limitless. Just as visible light is one portion, like an octave, in a continuum of energy and graduated frequencies that extend below and above what the eye can see, the frequency range in which the human exists. Okay, the continuum of a non-physical light extends below and above, so to speak, the frequency range of which a human exists. The human experience is a particular frequency range in the continuum of a non-physical light, in the same way that the visible light is a particular frequency range in the continuum of physical light. Got it? Other intelligences inhabit other ranges of frequency. These forms of light do not exist elsewhere from us, just as infrared, ultraviolet light, microwave light, and many, many other frequencies and ranges of frequency coexist with the visible light spectrum, but are invisible to us. The life forms that are characterized by different frequency ranges of non physical light coexist with us. I want you to hear what he's saying, but are invisible to us. Okay. Okay, you all, I want you to hear what he's saying now. In the place that you now sit exists many different beings or groups of beings, each active and evolving in its own reality and in its own way. I literally just had this conversation with a friend of mine 2 days ago. Like, I'm sitting in my office right now at this moment by myself physically, but non physically, I am surrounded by other beings that emanate from different frequency ranges. Okay. I know this might go against some of our programmed religious thinking. Okay. But stay with me and I'm going to bless you. All right. Here we go. Again, in the place that you now sit exist many different beings or groups of beings, each active and evolving in its own reality and in its own way. These realities commingle with yours in the same way that a microwave radiation exists alongside of visible light, but it is undetectable to the human eye. Our species is evolving from one frequency range in the spectrum of non physical light into another, higher range of frequency. This is the evolution of the five sensory personality into the multi-sensory personality. The multi-sensory personality is more radiant and energetic than the five sensory personality. It is aware of the light of its soul, and it is able to detect and to communicate with, hear me, it is able to detect. I'm going to start the sentence first off from the beginning. It is aware of the light of its soul, and it is able to detect and to communicate with forms of life that are invisible to the five sensory person. That sentence just described myself and my abilities and many others. It just made it very plain. Okay. The universe is a hierarchy that has no bottom and no top. Between the levels of the hierarchy, there is an understanding that higher perceptions can be a part of and are encouraged to be a part of the experience of lower plane spirits as they strive to expand their own awareness. Thus, there's always a higher level of assistance. You're involved in this process, although your personality is unaware of this because it is done at the level of your soul. There's much that the five sensory personality is unaware of. It's so true. And much that even a fully empowered multi-sensory personality will not remember until at the end of its life. That's it. And it returns to non-physical reality. It's true because this body can only hold so much. It can only hold so much. Okay. You are not aware of many lifetimes of the past and future personalities of your soul, for example, but the intensity of lights of the parts of your being derives directly from these lifetimes, just as do some of your relationships. If an aspect of your being manifests physically, such as the aspect of you as teacher or you as warrior, then there are connected non physical aspects that are also active and participating in the teaching or the warring dynamic from the non physical realms of which you are a part of and bonded to. The aspect of self that you bring to bear in a physical moment represents a force that is many, many times more significant and complex. Our non physical assistance comes from ranges of non physical light that are higher in frequency than our own. The intelligences that assist and guide us unconsciously in the case of the five sensory personality, and consciously in the case of the multisensory personality, are of a higher rank in creation than we, and therefore can provide us with a quality of guidance and assistance that we cannot give to each other. The five sensory personality associates rank within a hierarchy with graduated levels of worth. And it associates a lower rank within a hierarchy with less worth, less ability to control others, and more vulnerability, i.e., our current government today. Okay. From the point of the view of the universe, all the ranks of creation are of equal value, all are precious. When seen through authentically empowered eyes, a being with a higher rank in creation is one that has more ability to see without obstruction, more ability to live in love, arid wisdom, and more ability and desire to help others evolve into the same love and light. Each human soul has both guides and teachers. A guide is not a teacher. Guides are what might be thought of as experts in certain fields that are called in for consultation. If you are writing a book, for example, or creating a project or organizing an event, a guide that has the quality of warmth or creativity or insight that you wish to incorporate into your work is available to you. Teachers operate on a more personal plane of involvement, so to speak, although they are impersonal energies that we personalize, that we feel a personal relationship with. A non physical teacher brings you ever closer to your soul. It draws your attention to the vertical path and to the difference between the vertical path and the horizontal path. The vertical path is a path of awareness, like the Kundalini, rising from the root to the crown chakra. It is a path of consciousness and conscious choice. The person who chooses to advance his or her spiritual growth, to cultivate awareness of his or her higher self, is on a vertical path. Exactly. The vertical path is the path of clarity. The potential for the creation of clarity and the experience of interacting with your non physical teacher are one and the same. The horizontal path is the path that satisfies your personality. Exactly. A businessman or a businesswoman, for example, who devotes his or her life to the accumulation of money is on a horizontal path. No matter how diverse his or her ventures may become, they are essentially identical. If they make money, they please the personality. And if they lose money, they distress the personality. But they do not serve the higher self. They do not serve his or her spiritual growth. That's why I said at our last session, our roles as CEOs and business people and Fortune 500 company CEOs and all of this stuff, or even roles as husband, wife, sister, brother, all of those things, those are horizontal paths. Those are only roles and part and just aspects of your human experience, this life's iteration. That is not your vertical path. That has nothing to do with your reason for being here. That has nothing to do. Now, you can utilize them to help and assist in your reason, but they are not your reason. Those are only parts and aspects of your human experience. That's what that is. Okay. So what you get from those aspects is just what is just that. You know what I mean? But it's not a soul thing. Okay. It could be utilized though to expand to get you to your vertical path, which is ultimately what we're here to do, to rise vertically, not horizontally. Sometimes we get so caught up in that horizontal path that we forget to cultivate the vertical path. Okay. So it's excuse me, a person that seeks relationships only to gratify his or her own needs, such as his or her own emotional and sexual needs, will find that each relationship is essentially identical, that the people in his or her life are replaceable, that experiences with the first and experiences with the second are essentially the same. Exactly. This is the horizontal path. Each new experience is not really new. It is more of the same thing. Exactly. Especially if you haven't evolved and raised, gone higher on the vertical path. Mhm. To experience relationships of substance and depth requires approaching and entering into relationships with consciousness and concern for the other. That is the vertical path. Exactly. Exactly. This does not mean that learning does not occur in all situations, and that when a horizontal path is no longer appropriate to a soul's learning, that the soul will not leave it behind. Sooner or later, each soul will turn toward authentic power. Every situation serves its goal, it's true, and every soul will reach it. The vertical path begins with the decision to do that consciously. Guides and teachers assist the soul in every phase of its evolution. The number of guides and teachers that a soul has depends upon what it seeks to accomplish and its level of awareness. Souls that take upon themselves projects of your soul know its guides and teachers. It drew upon their wisdom and compassion in charting the incarnation that became you. And that part of your soul that is you will be gathered into their waiting arms when the incarnation that is you comes to an end, when you go home. You receive loving guidance and assistance at each moment. At each moment, you are prompted and encouraged to move into light. It's so true. The decisions that you make are yours to make. Non-physical teachers cannot and would not live your life for you. I'm gonna say it again. Non-physical teachers cannot and would not live your life for you. Like, you can get that unction, you can get that message, you can get that something told me, or I felt led to, or I had a feeling to do this and then the third. And if you don't do it, then that's on you. Like with the teacher here in class. If the teacher teaches the lesson, you learn the lesson, the teacher then gives you an assignment, a homework assignment, and you don't complete the assignment, that's on you. You chose not to do it, right? The teacher has done their job. That's what he's saying here. Non-physical teachers cannot and would not live your life for you. That goes against your free will. It will assist you through the learning experiences of your life. The answers that it can provide you depend upon the questions that you ask, by questioning your own motivations, by praying or meditating and remaining open for the answer, or by asking directly, as in the case of the multisensory human that has developed this ability. When you ask one set of questions, one set of doorways opens before you. And when you ask other questions, other doorways open. Okay. In each instance, your teacher or teachers, it could be angels, it could be your ancestors, it could be, whatever the case, your higher self, whatever the case, will advise you with impersonal compassion and clarity. It will help you to examine the probable results of each choice that you make. It will touch your feelings in ways that bring your awareness to areas that need to be healed. It will answer your questions, but you must ask them and therefore give direction to your own energy. It will advise you as to which courses will most likely lead to which results. And it will continue to advise you with wisdom and compassion no matter what choices you make. That's it. A teacher can neither create nor remove karma for you. No being, not even a non-physical teacher, can use your energy. But a non-physical teacher can help you to understand what your choices and your experiences represent. It can provide you with the knowledge that will allow you to choose responsibly and hopefully choose wisely. Therefore, the ability to draw consciously upon your non-physical guidance and assistance to communicate consciously with a non-physical teacher is a treasure that cannot be described. It is a treasure beyond words and value. It's so true. So true. Every decision that you make either moves you toward your personality or toward your soul. Hear me. I'm going to say that again. Every decision that you make either moves you towards your personality, which is towards your human self, or towards your soul, your higher being. Each decision that you make is an answer to the question, how do you choose to learn love? Ooh, how do you choose to learn authentic empowerment through doubt and fear, or through wisdom? This is the heart of the Garden of Paradise story. The tree of life given up unto the entire human species, and said, learn. Which way do you wish to learn? That's it. The knowledge of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. It said, learn. Which way do you wish to learn? Wow. This is the ultimate first act of free will. It is. How do you wish to learn? The question continues in every one of your life situations. It is the eternal question. It is the longest running show on Broadway, so to speak. No matter what situation, no matter what moment, the Garden of Eden question continues and continues and continues. Each time the opportunity in every circumstance is miniature is, will you choose the way of doubt and fear, or will you choose the tree of wisdom? The tree of life, of knowledge, of truth, of wisdom is an opportunity, an archetypal question. Adam and Eve, the male and female principles within the Garden of Eden, took the apple symbolically and misused knowledge. Their choice was to misuse knowledge, and therefore they created shame. That was not part of the human design up to that point. The misuse of knowledge, of truth, of wisdom produced embarrassment and shame that gave rise to guilt. Guilt gave rise to fear. And so began the evolution of the human species. Wow. That sounds like the scales of consciousness, the levels of consciousness too. The decision to take the apple was a decision of the highest order of evolution, an order that cannot be conceived or even grappled with in the same context that we would use to understand a human decision. To speak of decisions in terms of an individual human life or in the terms of a larger body of individual human lives is very different from speaking about how the role of evolution and learning began billions of years ago with the human species. The decision to take the apple in the Garden of Eden story does not refer to one decision that was made by two humans who really existed in such a setting. It is not a decision such as you and I would make in terms of, do I choose this or that? The Garden of Paradise story describes the beginning of the whole experience of Earth and the human species. It refers to principles of energy that were brought to bear upon larger bodies of group consciousness that had stress, that had formation energies, creation energies. In their process of forming their own polarities, polarities that would become the polarities of the human experience, doubt and fear stood opposing to truth, trust, and light. And so they came into being. Yet, it is not inappropriate to understand the Garden of Eden story in terms of human choices between doubt and fear on the one hand and wisdom on the other. Because the choice to learn through wisdom or through doubt and fear is very much part of every single challenge that every single human comes up against within every minute of every day. And this challenge reflects the dynamics that at a larger level of evolution were brought to bear upon our evolution. Hold on. This brings us to the relationship between choice, light, and physical reality. Ooh, y'all. Oh, we about to break into some things. So the next chapter, that was the end of chapter 6. Chapter 7 is intention 1. Intention 1. Okay. He started that off with, not all forms are physical. A thought, for example, is a form. But what is thought? What is a thought formed out of? Ooh. Oh my goodness. Listen, this book is pulling, it's stretching, it is forcing us to mature, to learn, to evolve, to stand in who we are, not become who we are, but remember who we are, return to who we are, align with who we are, and demonstrate from who we actually naturally are, who we were before we took on this human form, returning us back to self, not who we have adopted ourselves to be, not who we were conditioned to be, programmed to be from birth, from society, from mom and dad and them, from the school, from our peers and all of those things, from TV and social media, all of this stuff. No. Return to you. Who are you? Get back there. Which involves elevation, a vertical path, not the horizontal path. Horizontal path is this human life. Your vertical path leads you back to you. How many are ready to roll? I'm ready. We rolling. All right, you all, listen, that is the end of this chapter. This was amazing. Oh my God. I told you at the top of the hour that I would show you how to get your own book. You can get your own book by sending me a message via email or inbox, wherever you're listening from. And I'll send it over to you. You can email me to info at biancamissblee.com. For those who are watching via video, you can see it on the screen for you. For those who are on Clubhouse, you can tap my website right above my head, and it'll take you straight to my webpage, and you'll be able to send me a message from there. Okay. Send me your email address that you want the book to go to. Again, this is a Google Drive. This is a PDF version for you to have and read at your own leisure, or you can read it with us. It's up to you, however you want to do it. Just get your book. It's free. Again, I am a nonprofit organization. We are 501c3. So donations are truly welcome, but they are not required for you to get the reading material. Okay, feel free to get that. We are honored to send you your copy. All right. Also, visit my website. You all, again, Clubhouse is right above my head. Tap that tab and go straight there. Everybody else is on the screen. Go there, visit the site, and check out anything that I have to offer there. You can see what's going on, current events. You can see transits, astrological transits. You can see, what else can you see? You can see all of the merchandise, all of the courses, all of the programs and services that I have to offer, books and whatnot. You can see all of that on that screen, okay? Also, everyone, follow me on social media. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, let me see, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, everywhere. Find me, and you can find me and search me at Dr. Bianca Miss Beeley. Dr. Bianca Miss Beeley. Okay. All righty, you all. That is it for today. I told you I don't like to keep you all. I don't like to keep you on Tuesday evenings. No, ma'am. You're gonna get your rest. All right. Even if you want to just relax for the evening and hang out with your friends, your family, or whatever the case, it's up to you. But it's your time. You get to do with it what you want to do with it. Okay. All righty. I'm gonna be out your hair. Think about this. Play this back if you need to, okay? Play it back if you need to. Kind of chew on it. You know, it's a short chapter. All of them are pretty short. So just chew on it and really, really think about this. Think about who you are in your light form, okay? Think about the frequencies and energies that you emit from your being. You know what I mean? And the power that you possess. You are not just a human being. You are not that is the least of you. Okay. But until you return to that, you're going to believe that that's all you are. Okay. Let's get back to who we are so we can demonstrate from that knowing. Okay. All righty, you all, you already know what it is. I love you. I mean it. There's absolutely positively nothing you do about it. Don't you even try it. It won't even work if you tried it. Okay. All righty, you all, we will see you back here on Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at Voices of Empowerment with Dr. B. Peace.